You will eat the bugs. Yum yum. Adrenochrome so good. Population control. Jawohl, jawohl, jawohl. Thank you for your sacrifice. I despise you.
GM, welcome back to the channel. In this one, we're going to go through some of the news headlines here for Bitcoin, crypto more broadly, and then going to go through some of the non-meme coins in the portfolio, some first cycle coins. Just going to briefly go over them as these are ones I'm holding for this cycle. So if you enjoy this, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and let's jump in. So on my daily chart here, you can see BTC broke down. We were almost at 59.9 yesterday, and then there was a big nuke overnight. 56.2 marking the low there. So this is actually what Crown had been drawing his LARP lines out on for this past week, saying Bitcoin likely to revisit 57, 56K region as we have just done. And then if you are bullish, we can potentially get a reversal from there. But that was a region he was watching, but it's kind of wait and see action from here. Now the pivots, 60K to the upside, 56K to the downside. We need to see a daily closure above or below those key levels. And that would therefore indicate the trajectory we're going. Are we going to break back inside that range, or are we going down lower? And if you want to see some depressing charts here, this is gold, stonks, and Bitcoin. So gold, absolutely smashing it. New all-time high, top right-hand corner. S&P 500, again, smashing it up 2% yesterday. V-shaped recovery. And then Bitcoin looking rather lackluster. So are we going to play catch up, or is for some reason Bitcoin just a bit cucked here? Now, we have seen this policy. So Kamala Harris unveils populist policy agenda, wants to give $6,000 per newborn in the US, wants to give a 25K subsidy for first-time home buyers. I wonder what happens to house prices when you have 25K subsidy given out. And she wants to do things like price gouging, which sounds like a form of communism, capping price, which of course will affect supply. If there's no margin to be made, people aren't going to supply your goods and services. But pretty crazy to see some of the policy ideas coming out. And we have Harris for crypto campaign. Watch what they do and not what they say is the adage. 10K Silk Road BTC moved to Coinbase Prime. So when this initially came out, it seemed that they were moving tokens, Bitcoins, to Coinbase as a kind of custodian. However, the wallet that received the 10K Bitcoin, the US government wallet, 2 weeks ago, this Bitcoin has been sent on to 33J, a Prime wallet, which would be therefore to be sold. So they have sold those coins over the last 2 days, down 10,000 Bitcoins. They still hold a ton of Bitcoin, 203,000, just a little bit less than 1% of total Bitcoin supply, which is pretty crazy to see the fact they are selling in the face of Harris for crypto kind of rhetoric coming out, which is just a joke. So the massive overhang in crypto is the fact we have large scale sellers just relentlessly dumping us down, which is meaning we have some pretty poor price action overall. Markets open in the US in the next 15 minutes here as we're recording live. Let's move on to this one here. So Federal Reserve Advisor Austin Goolsbee expressed concerns that leading indicators are flashing warning for recession. So I think this is a primer again that the rate cut in September will definitely go ahead. The odds-on favorite now is a 25 basis points cut. And this kind of rhetoric coming out from the talking heads in the US just seems to prime things up for next week. Jackson Hole with Jay Powell leading the roadmap for that. Positive news, seeing some more USDC minted on Solana. There's been quite a lot of USDC minted there as of late. And the stablecoin total supply has ticked up yet again, now 167.5 billion. You can see just in the top right-hand corner there, it is flicking up nicely. If we just zoom in a bit and just look at the 2024 data, you can see it has consistently been going up. And if we do get this kind of momentum now coming from, what is this? Start of July, 160 bill, now up to 167 bill. We're not complaining about that. So an increase in stablecoins into crypto. We're seeing policies that potentially will mean a lot of spending. Can crypto get a bit of a rebound here coming up? Hopefully, fingers crossed, as this range is an absolute killer. And Obviously, we don't want it to break down, but we've been in this range since the 13th of March when we top ticked it up there. And it's been like 22 weeks at this point in time. So I think a lot of us are losing our marbles at this stage. So coins in their first cycle. So this has been an ongoing topic on crypto Twitter. People saying, look, you need to search for coins going through their first market cycle, their first bull run, i.e. no bag holders from previous cycles, new narratives, that kind of stuff. So some of the ones I'm positioned in, first and foremost, we have Quillibrium here, 75 million market cap. And this, if we just pull it out to the max here, it's roughly down about 40% from its all-time high, currently at 21 cents, 75 mil market cap. What the heck is it? Quillibrium, there's a full free meal deal report on here, so do check that out. And this gives you a bit of a primer as to what is in the meal deal and the level of content in here, 563, absolute gigabrain. But Quillibrium is still crypto, but doesn't have a blockchain. It has a token, but it isn't just a ledger. So the goal of Quillibrium is to build the rails for the internet as they ought to have been built in the first place. Permissionless, unapologetically private, cheap, fast, regionless, composable, and scalable to massive size. They've been doing some tests as of late for messaging applications, which will be private messaging applications. They seem to be going very well as per the Telegram communications. This is kind of a right curve play, and it's in its infancy. Reminds me of kind of Tao in the early days. 70 mil market cap for something that could be rather phenomenal. I think it's a decent bet. As to is Tao Bittensor, and this is one I've started to accumulate as of late. So I was previously in Render, which of course has been around for a longer period of time than Tao. And with the amount of GPU kind of plays in the marketplace, it's become rather saturated, whereas I think Bittensor has a more novel and unique set of selling points over other AI plays out there. So I've kind of rotated from Render into Tao now. And this thing from the all-time high, so 757 was the all-time high, it's down like 65% from its all-time high. Price point back to February 2024 prices. I do think this will be a 4-digit, I know a lot of people say potentially a 5-digit coin in a raging bull run. And looking forward towards the end of the year of 2025, ChatGPT 5 is confirmed to be coming out. There's going to be things such as images and even audio potentially. I'm not sure if that means you can speak to ChatGPT and it will respond to you as well. There's going to be some crazy updates when ChatGPT 5 comes out, and I think it makes a lot of sense to be positioned in AI for what is to come. And I think once these big changes happen on the kind of social level where people can see ChatGPT, etc., the kind of decentralized version of OpenAI is, of course, Tao. So bullish on Tao, and I think this at just under a 2 bill market cap seems quite high, but I think the potential for this is obviously a lot higher. Then moving on, DMT, Sanko Dream Machine. This one is just 33 mil market cap now, which is very, very low. You can see it's retraced quite a lot of the gains from this year. It has very crazy price action. It is quite illiquid as well, but it's down from its highs 70% at this moment in time. I think this is a strong bet in terms of layer 2s for ETH have not gone well in terms of their price action. They are literally down only. But the layer 3 built on top of Arbitrum, Sanko's Dream Machine, I think will be an absolute cook. There's a very vibrant community behind this, a lot of degenerate behavior on there, but it has kind of a cult-like vibe behind it, which I think is worth a lot. Gaming, streaming, social, a lot of things being built on there. Very interesting in my mind. And again, a new coin, so no old bag holders. Then the newest of coins is Tapioca, which hasn't really fully launched as of yet. They're going to be doing their testnet, which will be incentivized very soon. Had a bit of a false start, but this is a DeFi primitive, similar to the likes of Aave, but a bit more advanced. And if we just look at Aave here, Aave's really ticking up here. They have a fee switch, which they are looking to have switched on, which will mean Aave tokens will actually be fed back like a buy and distribute to stakers. So there will be revenue for Aave holders, which is very interesting. Tapioca will be doing that from the get-go. It will also be a money market, but with more advanced strategies on top of it. And Aave is around a $1.6 billion market cap. So this is kind of a new coin in the same similar sector of the market, that will be challenging the likes of RV, and it's just a 20 mil market cap at this moment in time. So really bullish on Tapioca, and the team behind there just seem like absolute killers, people who are very much all in on what they're building. No ifs or buts about it. They are very much committed to building something super special with TAP. This obviously a very new token. It's down like 40% from its highs. I expect this one can have a really good bull market as well. So these are some of the non-meme plays in the portfolio, fitting the criteria of new tokens, depressed prices with big potential. So just to leave things off here, again, sentiment check, down again. Of course, we had a nasty dump we were pumping yesterday, and then we had a massive dump off. Fear really creeping back into the market, down from 29 to 27. We're hearing things around monkeypox. They're going to try and do a COVID 2.0 potentially, which could leave the door open to the same playbook being rolled out, which if that happens, it won't be a very great time, but obviously we know the opportunities that could lie ahead if that does happen. But hopefully none of that shit comes to the fore. But you can see massive reset in sentiment across the markets right now. US markets just about to open here. BTC 58.5. Where is coin? Pre-market, it is at 199, so up a little tick there. Could be bullish for the coins here. We'll wait and see, but still chopping, still not great price action, but end of the week. Hope you have a good weekend. Check out the meal deal down below. Peace.